So it's called noise draws.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, it's going to be called queer noise. In my game, you're in a room where all the walls are made of drawers. There's just all of these drawers. The first iteration of noise draws, there's 3 kinds of drawers. The first one is very simple loops. So according to how much you open these drawers is the volume that the loop inside will play. The second drawer is a bit of a tape drawer. So you open it and it goes whoop, and then it plays as it closes again. So you're going, and then the third drawer is at the moment sort of an expression drawer. And this is where it gets closer to an instrument. So if you open it softly, then it will play the riff on a classical guitar style. Mm-hmm. And, it might be finger-picked, something like that. And if you open it hard, then suddenly we're on drop C, metal, and we're going to play the same sort of phrase, but rearranged for this metal attitude, angry. And that idea came from maybe there'll be dialogue. Maybe you'd open the drawer softly and you'd say, this week was really steady. And maybe you opened it hard and you'd be like, this week was shit. I had an awful time, and maybe you'd go into detail. And that's where the original name Queer Noise came from, was because I was exploring how does being non-binary in day-to-day life play out, and some of it is just sort of hiding feelings, and someone asks, how you going? And you're a bit like, fine, or I got misgendered in this way, I got harassed in this way, that sort of thing. There's a lot sort of hidden in...
You kind of put it away in a drawer?
Haha, yeah. Yeah, it was, I think in a performance way I wanted to explore, just the different ways that being non-binary has played out recently.
So was it originally supposed to be more of a narrative sort of exploration than a musical thing, or was they always intertwined?
Yeah. So it started off as just, it's an instrument. I just want to make an instrument. And, maybe composers can put in whatever sounds they want and play with it and perform it. As that sort of went on, and when I got commissioned by the Women in Music Festival to actually perform a piece with this instrument at their festival, I had to think about, okay, I've got a 40-minute piece of music that I have to play with this. Now I have to compose that music. And that's where the sort of narrative elements come out, is what am I going to explore in this 40-minute piece of music? But anyway, so I guess for the past few years I've been thinking about musicianship and games, and how games are often made for people to be able to just pick up and play straight away. Yeah, they might have a tutorial, a little bit of a learning curve, but eventually games, when we're designing them, we're often thinking about trying to get the player into this happy sort of flow state where, they're just sort of rocking out on the game. And that is totally different to musical instruments, right? Often you're given a violin or something, like what violins are meant to sound like. Sort of what it looks like to play it, and you sound horrible when you first pick it up. And a lot of people are actually also quite intimidated by instruments. And I experienced this when I was doing more live art work, where I would hand someone a guitar and just say, make as much noise as you can. But they were very like, I don't know how to play guitar. I don't know how to do this. So I thought, all right, maybe games, which are all about intuitive controls and things, or you hope they are. Maybe that is the solution of allowing people to feel musicianship without that age-old 10,000 hours of practice. And there are a lot of games like Guitar Hero where you're playing beats, and when you miss a note, it's really obviously wrong. Those things didn't really feel like musicianship to me, because it feels to me like if you get a note wrong while you're playing a piece of music, you're encouraged to just pretend it was right and just continue, or you're encouraged that there is no wrong note. You just improvise, nothing's wrong. And I wanted to get a bit of a sense of that. I think from games what I'm getting mostly is the theory behind designing a game, what seamless tutorials are like, how to get players to feel satisfied with what they're doing and progressing, rather than, this is just too hard and I don't know where to start.